Hey Shock Maniacs, welcome back to another preview. This time, it's the Indonesian film Badarawuhi Di Desa Penari. Now, if you watch Indonesian horror films, you might think, oh, that actually sounds a bit familiar. This is a sequel, I believe a sequel, although I feel like it could be a prequel, to the popular Indonesian film KKN Di Desa Penari, which stands for In the Dancer's Village, that was released back in 2022. It is the number one movie horror movie to come out of Indonesia. It is their top box office hit. And it kind of makes sense when you think about it, because it's about a bunch of teenagers, or they're not, young adults, at university who go off to this village to perform their KKN, which is this big thing in Indonesia that all the second or third year college students, university students go off and do. They get paired up into a group, sent off to a village, and have to come up with this kind of social project and then deliver it. I think the success of the first movie was almost guaranteed since it was based on a true story, and hence we've got this sequel. Now, interestingly, before the sequel came out, there was also a very long version of the previous film, which I haven't seen yet because, quite frankly, the original film was way too long, 2.5 hours. I don't think I could have handled an extra half an hour of additional footage. Plus, I wasn't a big fan of the first one. However, that might change. I haven't seen this trailer yet, so let's have a look at the trailer and have a bit more of a chat about Badarawuhi Di Desa Penari. So let's check it out now. And it's got English subtitles.
Setelah ini, kamu akan menari sepanjang hari.
Tapi saya gak bisa menari, Bu.
Bisa.
Same producer as the first film. Different director, though. Director's quite exciting for this one.
Hirup selendangnya.
Nice. So they inhale the cloth and they get possessed by Badarawuhi. I believe that's what seems to be happening. Nice. Nice. The true story. True story. This KKN was a true story. Look, the subtitle font has changed. Kimo Stamboel. Told you it was a good one for a director.
Dok, ojo digawa ya, Dok.
Same actress who plays Badarawuhi in the first film as well. It's the only repeating actor from the previous film.
Balekno. Ojo digawa. Balekno.
It seems like she can control some kind of ghouls. That's set to come out April 10th, I believe, in Indonesia, and I don't think Indonesian horror movies get international releases until they hit streaming. The last one was quite a big hit on streaming, so I can't imagine this one will take too long before we see it. So, as I mentioned, there's only one repeating character, one repeating actress, and that is Aulia, who plays Badarawuhi. She was in the previous film. I think the big attraction here, at least for me, is having Kimo Stamboel as the director. Now, Kimo, you might be wondering, you've heard that name before. Damn right you've heard that name before. A lot of quality Indonesian movies have come from this guy. One of my favorite Indonesian horror movies called Macabre, which is one that he made with Timo Tayanto. I can never say that guy's name right. So they got together, called themselves the Mo Brothers, and made Macabre. But let's check out some of Kimo's other films as well. Like, he's directed Killers. He's directed Queen of Black Magic, or the remake, I should say, of the Queen of Black Magic. He directed a couple of films in 2022. Jailongkung Sandekala, which I did watch and didn't think it was that great. And he also directed Ivana, which almost was good. Wasn't bad, but was almost good. I think a lot of people are going to know him for his action film in Headshot. So that's where a lot of people will most likely think of where have I seen a Kimo Stamboel film. If you're not into his horror stuff, then definitely definitely you're going to be, well, sorry, that's not correct. Hold on. Wrong one. Headshot. That's what I meant to click on here. If you're not into his horror stuff, you definitely probably have heard of Headshot, which, again, he directed with Timo, the Mo brothers, and that stars Iko Uwais, who everyone knows from The Raid. And one of my favorite actresses, Julia Estelle, from their film, Macabre. So, checking out the plot of Badarawuhi Di Desa Penari, there's not too much here. It just says a village still holds many mysteries. Piece by piece of mystery is revealed, including the terror of the most feared entity, Badarawuhi. It appears to me that it looks like a prequel, perhaps, and not a sequel to KKN, but we won't know until we get to watch the film. As I mentioned, I wasn't a great fan of KKN, but I know it has its fans out there. It is quite popular in that kind of 18 to 24-year-old age bracket in Indonesia. I really, really enjoyed the film and did make it a #1 box office hit. And I can imagine the same thing is going to happen to this film. Now, one thing I did want to mention before we finish up is just Indonesia's horror output. And I don't know if everyone kind of grasps how many horror movies come out of Indonesia. So I'm looking at Cinema 21's website, which is one of the major chains in Indonesia. And right now, currently showing, they have a horror movie called Permukiman Setan. I'm really bad with speaking Indonesian. Kerata Badara and Munkar. So they have 3 horror movies currently showing in their cinemas now. And then coming up, they've got Permandi Jenazah. I'm going to get all of these names wrong. They've got Pasasetan, which we've looked at again on here. Sindem Gaib. Lampir. And, well, this. So this one's not listed on their website. So you can see on one Indonesian cinema's website for the next 2 or 3 months, they've got about 5 or 6 homegrown horror movies coming. It's not including some of the international stuff they've got. So horror is a massive market in Indonesia, and mostly it's to do with horror based on, I want to say the Muslim faith, but that's not correct. It's based on a lot of their urban legends and spirits. This movie supposedly is based on a true story, but the previous movie they also said was based on a true story, which we later found out was just some kind of Twitter thread that was created that was thus turned into a film. What do you think of the trailer? It's still playing in the bottom corner of the screen right now. What do you think of what this film could be? Could it be better than the first one? Like I said, in my opinion, it's not going to be too hard to be better than the first one. But if you love the first one and are looking forward to this one, what do you think about this one? We've got the same actress. We've got a great director in Kimo Stamboel behind the camera on this one. And it's not too long until we find out, just over 2 months' time. I am the Ardidet. You're watching Shock Mania. Thank you for joining me on this preview of Badarawuhi Di Desa Penari. We'll catch you in our next video. Like, subscribe, all that other shit. Don't forget to leave a comment below. That's always awesome and I love reading them. Otherwise, I'll catch you next time.